It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I popped into Home Bargains and picked up another one of those craft beers that they brew. This is Microbrew British Craft Beer Selection Mango No. 5 Pale Ale at 4.5% ABV. Sounds like that song from years ago. It wasn't called Mango No. 5 though. It was called something else. Mambo No. 5? Yeah, I think that's what it's kind of based on. It's a 440ml can, 4.5% ABV. We'll talk a little bit about it, but first of all, let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. It cost me in the region of... Wow. Whoa. It was between £1.20 and £1.50 for this can of beer. So Home Bargains, some of you might have seen just over a year ago, I made a video. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. You hear that? That dissipation, the way that is dissipating, that head is immediately, I'm thinking, is this a sour beer? Sour beers have this kind of where the head dissipates really quickly. I mean, look at that, it's more or less gone. Yeah, but just over a year ago, maybe 18 months ago now, I reviewed some of the new craft beers that hit Home Bargains. They're back, there's some more here. A mango pale ale. This seems like a cherryade or something. You know when you pour cherryade or Coke and it kind of, the head dissipates really quickly? It's doing the same thing. Lots of sediment in the last little bit of the pour. My apologies for my facial expressions. I am into this review as an independent kind of person. There's no just going into this blind really. But first of all, yeah, that head dissipating was not a good sign. You want your beer to have that lovely kind of velvety cream head. It gives a sign of quality with the beer. Good levels of carbonation. Hazy mango coloured beer. Let's get the aroma. My goodness me. It's smelling of almost like a rotting vegetables. Rotting vegetables. I tell you what Home Bargains are really good at. They got big by kind of buying bankrupt stock. So they'd buy a lot of bankrupt stock and then they'd sell it at a cheap price in their stores, which was great, really great. They do great Halloween stuff for the kids, Halloween costumes. They got great cheap chocolate bars in there. A little bit of a frozen food section going on. They always seem to have cheap loaves of Brace's bread in there. They're that type of store, you know. If you want something like a tube of super glue, you go somewhere like Home Bargains. If you wanted some tea towels, or if you wanted some gardening secateurs or something like that, you go to Home Bargains. You're going to buy it cheaper than you'd buy it in Argos. I don't see why because they don't have their range of chocolate. They don't have their own range of chocolate. They don't have their own range of sweets. They don't have their own range of anything really, apart from buying cheap bankrupt stock and reselling it as at a decent price, which is great. I love Home Bargains for that. I love going into Home Bargains to buy a variety pack of crisps because they're cheap. So why then have they decided to bring out their own range of beer, and they've really kind of gone bottom dollar. Like, they've really gone bottom, let's make this as cheaply as possible. And you can see it. You can see it by looking at the beer. The aroma is off. Rotting vegetables. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look for Home Bargains. They should really kind of take a look at why, if they want to brew beer, craft beer, for people who are into craft beer, then surely there's got to be a little bit of quality. Because the reason why us craft beer drinkers drink craft beer in the first place is because we're fed up of the likes of Carling and Foster's and Budweiser. If we want to drink Carling, Budweiser and Foster's, we quite happy. We wouldn't drink craft beer. The fact that we drink craft beer is because we're looking for quality. So what you guys are doing at Home Bargains is it's like you're going against the grain. It's like you're trying to sell something craft should be better to people who are in the know with beer, and for me it just doesn't seem to make any sense whatsoever. Because any person who's drunk craft beer in their time and understands craft beer are going to look at this, they're going to do exactly the same thing as what I'm doing, and they may never return to buy your beer again, and that's the problem. Let's dive in. This is just absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. This is one of the worst beers, alcoholic drinks I have ever put to my mouth. That is just beyond funny. It's got a weird tomato juice, mango concentrate flavour going on. It tastes like tomato juice. I just don't know where to begin with this. The astringency from the mango concentrate. This is, I tell you what Home Bargains have seen here. They've seen the likes of Asda and Morrison's and Tesco producing cans of beer for £3. And they've seen that they're using mango concentrates in their beers. And they've gone, do you know what, we're going to do it 3 times cheaper than that. We're not going to sell it for £3 a can. We're going to do it for £1.20, or between £1.20 and £1.50. Half price then. We're going to do it for half the price. And this is the result. This is the result. If you ever want to see what a completely stripped back beer of stripped back of malt, stripped back of hops, no water conditioning going on. If you ever want to see a bare bones, how far we can strip a beer back, strip all the ingredients out of it, then this would be it. This would be this beer. This would be a representation of something that's had all of the good things that's in beer taken away from it. I worry, see, because there might be people getting into the craft beer industry. There might be people who are into, their mates have talked about craft beer and they've said, oh, you know, try and find something cheap to start off with. I worry that somebody has taken that advice and maybe nipped into Home Bargains and picked up a couple of these and bought it and who's drinking it and thinking, I'm never going to go and drink a craft beer again. And then they wander back into the arms of AB InBev. Or they wander back into the arms of, you know, Marston's, a big multi-million pound regional kind of international brewers. Because they know they're safe there. They know they can drink a pint of Carling. And I mean, I'd rather drink a pint of Carling over this. I'd rather drink a pint of Foster's over this. I don't know, maybe it's sabotage. Maybe it's big companies out there trying to sabotage the world of craft beer by bringing out stuff like this. This is absolutely horrendous. It's undrinkable. The smell is of rotten vegetables. It's got this really horrible acidity to it. That just, there's an awful mango flavour in here. It tastes like tomato juice. It's really thin and there's just no life. There's nothing to it whatsoever. There's life, there's carbonation to it, but there's no beating heart to it. There's nothing to build on. I can't even talk about the malt because I can't taste the malt over that awful astringency. So I can't do my normal thing when I'm talking about balance in the beer, because it's unbalanced through sheer awful mango concentrate astringency. Are you ready to take this trip into the tropical world that is our mango number 5? Sip and enjoy this decadent citrus and mango infused pale ale that delivers mouth-watering, juicy tropical notes, but without the bitter ending. I don't know, I just don't know what they're thinking about. I don't know who's written this on the back of the can. Whoever's written that on the back of the can has not tasted this beer. This is horrendous, horrendous, horrendous stuff. And I'm sick and tired of being lied to. I'm sick and tired of, this is just nothing but a load of rubbish on the back of this can. This is the world of marketing. This is the world of marketing at its absolute worst. Leaving you wanting one more. So get your party shoes on, crank up the music and dance the night away. That is one of the worst beers I have ever put to my lips. That is right up there with Bellsworth. That is right up there with some of the beers that have been absolutely off. This is absolutely off. Look at it. Look at the state of that. I'm going to give this a 0. I'm going to give this a 0 out of 10. I have never been as angry as I am now drinking a beer. Never. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.